Greetings to all light forms and life workers who have found this. Part 2 of my live demonstration of psychic services, tarot and oracle card demonstration. Hope you are all doing well, however this day may be for you. I'm doing quite well. Thank you for waiting. If you have a question, you can choose 1 through 8. Type your question down in the chat and I'll start them right up for you. Hello everyone. More and more people keep showing up, so I'm doing free demonstrations. I'm doing very well today. If you have a question in particular or just would like an energy forecast, I have 8 decks listed there in the description. Well, you can start it now. You can type it. Some people may not show up, so there's always the replays. Yeah. They'll show up when they show up. Is A stalking you on social media? Okay. Let's go 8. So either you tell me when to stop or I'll stop when the energies compel me. Biggest cards. Okay. See, you don't actually feel like a tarot reader until you show up with cards bigger than your head, or around the size of your head. Okay. So yes, they are secretly following you. Just kind of creeping on. They don't want to make direct communication. They're afraid of your power. They're afraid of the energies you have. They're very much afraid of your strength, but they want to monitor you. They want to see more about you. So because of that, they are doing some covert, undercover work, just kind of sifting through, looking at you in a way that you may not be able to see that they're there, but their interest is still with you. They're very interested in your power, your impact on this world, and then your own strength. This stems from insecurities on their part. They do not know how to co-create with you, and they don't know how to be around you in a respectful way. So they linger from the distance and try to gain information without direct contact. So yeah, they're most likely doing some internet stalking. They've probably seen all of your posts. Yeah, it's very common now in this internet age of one person's security, power, strength. When they put it on a platform, many people who don't have those things, they just want to monitor and watch and maybe send some agents to harass. But it is It's nothing that can ever really affect you directly. So I hope that answers for you. Much gratitude. Yes, NC. Choose 1 through 8, or I'll choose for you. And love. And general energy forecast. I'll give that to you. Yes. Okay. So DM, I will answer yours after I give energy for Monica, which is after this question from NC. What is coming towards you in energy? So you towards love. You can tell me when to stop, or I'll stop when the energies compel me. Making the list here for everybody. Thank you for the thumbs up. Very much appreciate that. Helps us battle the algorithms. Okay, so NC wants to know what's coming up in the area of love. So first off is you have a lot of it coming in. There's a lot of love, so much where you might not know how to fully embrace it, how to fully feel it. You've been loved in a lot of different ways, but when this new type of romantic, this new type of energetic love is coming in, it's going to might be jarring because it's so different from anything you've experienced. They're very much a person who says what they do, says what they feel, and they're not afraid of the consequences. They're very forward. They don't beat around the bush, and they know what they're doing. But they have foolish tendencies. They don't think about their actions all the way through. They don't think about all the things around them. But this is also a very adventurous person, a very passionate person who cares and loves everything that they do and everything in their life. So a lot of love coming into you. And know that all the love you want, all the energies in your heart exist within and without. So when you can love yourself more, begin your relationship with yourself, you will attract this beautiful person into your life. Just know that they're not going to be like anyone else you've ever met. They will know what they want. They will go for it no matter what the consequences. I hope that answers for you. Hello, Stephanie. Okay, I'll give you an energy reading now, Monica. Okay. So you can either tell me when to stop, or I'll stop and the energies tell me. Thank you, everyone who's showing up here. If you have a question, feel free to ask. There's a list here. Goes through pretty quick. You can ask your questions in advance if you would like, and I will go back through and find them. I have 8 decks, different frequencies. So first is in this next month, you will finally tap into your legacy, to the love that you have created, to know that all of the adventures, all of the things you have gone through, create a flow, create a passion of love that people know about you. People are aware of your own energies, and more people who have heard about you or are aware of you and have never met you will come into your life. You have a huge legacy around you, even if you don't see it. You may see yourself as just one person, but other groups of people see you as a hero. And you have to know that the money and wealth that you think you're lacking, any lacks you have are actually abundant. We're just neglecting them. We're not seeing that we have it. We're not realizing all of the beautiful things that we have for us. So we cast ourselves off in the cold. Just know that you are a powerful feline ferocity, but it's unsatiable. It's a hunger that never ends. You will never fully achieve everything you want to achieve, but that's fine because you will achieve a lot more than everyone else. That hunger makes you passionate. That hunger makes you act. And most people, they don't have that hunger. So continue to know that you will never be full, but you will always be moving in the right direction. And there's many people who are inspired by your actions, even if you never get to meet them. And they love you and care about you. And some of them will come into your life very powerfully in this next month. I hope that answers for you. Thank you. And you will always continue to grow. It will never stop. And it doesn't have to. It shouldn't. And that's beautiful. That's a beautiful thing. Most people don't have that gift. Everyone's full. Not many people are hungry. But those who are hungry are the ones who actually make a change. Okay, friends. So we got DM up next. 1 through 8. Type your question. And everyone here, please be welcome to stay after your question. The messages might resonate even if they're not meant for you. I'm doing questions in particular or energy forecasts. And I'm going to give an intuitive message to the 5 people watching and to all the people watching in the future. Allowance. Allowance is the gift we give to ourselves to know that we're okay to do what we want, to know that we're allowed to be happy. We're allowed to just be here now, to know that in the past and the future are not really important. We just allow this now. The more we can allow the now, feel the joy of the now, it just magnifies and grows. Yes, Twinkle Twinkle. You will be added on. And with allowance is what we give to ourselves, is the greatest gift we can give, because we can be allowed to just be without labeling, without thinking about the past or thinking about the future. We just are. And that comes from just allowing in every flaw and triumph as equally valid. What is T going through emotionally currently? You feel that he is not in a good mind space. Okay, so you can either choose a number 1 through 8, or I can choose for you, and I will start shuffling that up for you. Valentina, hello. I will choose for you. Well, let's go with the one I was holding when you asked. I usually intuitively just grab a deck. So So you can either tell me when to stop, or I'll stop when their energies tell me to. What is T going through emotionally? I appreciate everyone here. Hope you're having a beautiful day. Okay. I see your question here. So you can either type stop, or I'll stop when the energies compel me to. What is T going through emotionally currently? Just to finish up on allowance, is oftentimes we prevent ourselves from fully experiencing what's happening because of judgment. Just remember that your guides are telling you always to just allow what's happening, good or bad, and know that it's divine. And that takes a good level of skill with allowance, but that's what all the masters do. Okay, so DM, I feel compelled here. You can either type stop, or I'll just stop now. Okay. So emotionally, they feel like they are not in movement. This is public transit, energetic movement, moving from one mindset to another mindset infinitely. So they are currently feel stagnation. They feel like they're not moving, they're not progressing, and the reason why is they're aware of it, but they're being controlled by the seven deadly sins. They're being manipulated by these seven concepts that are taught to us in society: greed, lust, sloth. And these are preventing them from really experiencing their life. And they're not listening to the energies. And so emotionally, they're causing conflict, and they're moving backwards. They're regressing from their movements because of their seven deadly sins. There are probably multiple of them taking place at once, and they're preventing them from experiencing their full aspects. But the good news is their totems, your animal totem team, and they love their animals, but they're unaware of what this actually means, because we're very much taught to prize the seven deadly sins in this Western culture, and we're told to not look at our ancient totem guides. Everybody has seven animal spirits that protect and guide them in their lives. But oftentimes we don't want to see them. We don't want to acknowledge that. So know that their guides, their teams, and their totems are with them to help them work on the seven sins and the seven mental sins as well. So all things come from the mind. So they're not in the best space right now, you're right. And they're not going to communicate it with anyone either, because they don't want to make anyone else go backwards. But they feel like they're on a hill, and instead of moving up the hill, they're just rolling down the hill. I'll check again. If anyone else hears the delay, please let me know, and I'll do my best to fix it. So they're moving down the hill, and they don't want anyone else to be brought down with them. So know that their totems are helping them, and they're not in this alone. But they are being heavily affected by the seven deadly sins. I'm going to turn on a light It's starting to go down. So I hope that answers for you. Don't let them bring you down as well, because the 7 sins love company. So I'll turn on the light quick. Much gratitude. I say thank you. Everyone here, much gratitude. Okay. So, Stephanie, you can ask your question or an energy forecast for you. Thank you for being an excellent moderator here in the chat. Really helps things go a lot more smoothly. And message for everyone here in the future is presentness, is to be happy with how things are going now in the present, to know that this present is a gift, and it could be like a sock, something you don't want but it can be useful, or it could be coal, something you don't want at all that has a use that you have to find. Not everything's going to be the box of crayons that we want. We always have to do our best with each gift that we are given. Okay, I'll choose deck 8 for you. And so you are starting to work tomorrow with your old boss. So you want to know if everything will be okay. Any advice? Well, first advice is you're good. Everything's going to be a-okay. And that little bit of anxiety, the little bit of nervousness you feel, that means you actually care. These are not bad feelings. These are proof that you are motivated, that you care about it. If you didn't have those feelings, then you probably don't really care at all, and that would be a problem. But the fact that you have a little nervousness, that means you do care. Intuition. So you can tell me when to stop, or I'll stop when the energies compel me. Yeah, that anxiety is actually a very important feeling. Most people feel nothing at all. They're just detached from outcome completely. But having that anxiousness, like every major performer, all acrobats, all skydivers, they have an anxiety. That's a perfectly valid way to feel. But they don't let that anxiety stop them. They do it anyway. Yeah, every ballerina and every ice skater had anxiety before they performed. Some of them let that anxiety cause injury, and some of them make a whole career off of being injury-free. So I hope that helps. Hello, Dominique. Okay, wow. So here's some cards I haven't seen before, but very different from other tarot. And I want this to be explained to you. Is we have the Tower. Yes, there's a list and you can be added on. Okay. So this is unlike most Tower. So the top of the tower, the palace is being removed, but a soul star is being released, and spirit is coming from the tower. Two people are falling. One is holding on, and the other is holding hands to the other person. So this is to remind you that even when things change, even when chaos comes, to know that spirit is behind it. And you always have someone holding on to you. You will never be completely fall. You are always connected and you are always supported by spirit. And this new job will bring positive aspects of wealth in. Just know that you can never have too much, and to value with gratitude each thing that comes in, the opportunity to make wealth, and each paycheck coming in, and each day leading up to that paycheck. Express the gratitude for your internet connection, for your breath, and for your friendship. So, first off, you and this old boss are going to reconcile. You will find new positivities and new energies with them, which will bring in the angels. But the angels are blind. They do not pick a side. They just want unity. They want people to be connected and be understood. So know that this old boss can become a mentor, can become a teacher, as long as you're both focused on the angelic. You're not brought down by the lower perceptions. You know what you feel, and so you're blindfolded from the false things that we see. So don't let any of their shortcomings or the way they speak or the way they act prevent you from realizing that this connection you have with them will be mutually beneficial for the whole planet. You can learn a lot from them, and they can learn a lot from you. Always remember that. And as things crumble and things change and new energies burst forward, know that the tower, the structure that existed before, was keeping you down, was keeping you content. But now's the time to find a new way, to find a new energy, and let this new wealth come in. So I hope that answers for you. Much gratitude here. Yes. I've always believed that the two people who can always give you the most wisdom, but no one ever asks, are the wait staff and then the dish staff. They're usually the most intelligent and wise people, but most people never want to ask them a question. No one really cares about what they feel and what they think, but I do, and I know that you're going to do very well in this opportunity. So much gratitude. You're an excellent moderator here, so I know you'll be an excellent server. When is the Cancer going to message or communicate with you, Deck 3? Please stop when my intuition tells me so. Well, thank you. You got it down pat, making it easy. Thanks. When is the Cancer going to communicate? That's great. Follow those dreams. I was a server for a few years, and it's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to be a magician, somebody living in a tall tower where people would climb to ask questions and give me a sandwich. That was what I told my teacher in first grade. She was like, "Yeah, you can't do that, but you can be the one to bring people sandwiches." I was like, "Yeah, I don't really want to do that, but there's someone who does." So they will contact you, Twinkle Twinkle, in the summertime. So either this month or August. I kind of see the beginning of August. And when they do contact you, they're going to tell you about the problems that they're having, all these struggles, the things they're leaving behind, all of this negative things. When they contact you, it's not going to be a positive communication. They're probably going to vent, just want someone to tell how they feel to, which will also, they will tell you, "Oh, I'm lacking passion. I don't want to create. I don't want to do things. I'm negative. I'm depressed." These are the things they will probably say when they make communication. But the reason why they will communicate with you is because you are such a bright light. And people who know they have some light within, but they're shrouded in shadow, they're attracted to people who twinkle, who shine, but you are the star, you are the sun. And so during this summertime, they're going to want that warmth because they're having a mental winter. They're not feeling powerful, and they believe that they're cutting themselves negatively. They're leaving their power behind. They're doing it all by themselves, and they just want someone to listen. They're probably isolated with this pandemic, so it's going to most likely be a digital communication. And just know that the things they say to you are not permanent. Any negative information is just a temporary thing. Don't let them cloud your sun. Know that your rays, your power is such a luminous thing, such a brilliant light, that this person and many other people will be attracted to you. And they are attracted to you because they have darkness inside, but they also have light. And they want to see someone like yourself who understands the balance. So they will probably make a communication with you during the summertime, wherever you are in the world, and just be open to listening. You don't need to say anything. You don't need to add anything. Yeah, another fight might happen. Just know that through listening and just holding the space for them is more important than informing them, than telling them anything. They're not there to listen. They're there to talk. So you might have to restrain some of that energy to inform. Just to hold the space for them is what they need now, and then over time that will help them change. They just need to vent, like a teapot. If the steam doesn't expand out and whistle and make that loud sound, then the whole pot's going to explode and scalding water will go everywhere. So much gratitude. Just let them vent, let that energy out, and just hold the space for them, and do your best to feel how they feel, even if you've never felt that way before. It will really help them and help you grow as people. So much gratitude. Valentina, you're up next. So you can choose 1 through 8, a question in particular, or just an energy forecast. Much gratitude, Twinkle Twinkle. to continue on the message of presentness, is this now, whenever this now is, it's perfect. It really is. Because when you think about the beautiful blessings you have and realize that there's a lot of people suffering who don't have those blessings, how can you help them? Well, first thing you can do is acknowledge the blessings you have and understand those blessings, understand the present that you are given to help give that present to other people. Because the only way we can fix these injustices, fix the unfairness in this world, is to be aware of the things we have, the gifts we have been given, and understand them and use them to their fullest. By doing so, more people will be tapped into their gifts and to their power. Hello, Cindy. So Valentina and Dominique, if you have a question in particular, or just like an energy forecast, you can choose 1 through 8, and I'll start that up for you. I will choose for you. Okay. What is the Cancer feeling about you now? That it's been a few days. Well, thank you. Okay. So, first, the Cancer is feeling a lack of compelling dialogue. So this is Bastet, the cat god of ancient Egypt. She's a destroyer and a creator. She is grounded and connected, but there's nothing growing on the tree. This is the idea of the living dead tree. In reverse, this signifies someone who's not grounded, who doesn't understand their power, and is unaware of how their energies are feeling, which is preventing them from communicating. But they are working on it, they're developing it. So they feel like they're not grounded. This is the tree of life, Yggdrasil. The connectivity of all things. This is to remind you that however they perceive you, whatever energies that are going through in their life are very energetic and are very potent, but they're unaware of this. And this lack of communication comes from they've been so this is I call it the secret society insider or the Illuminati insider. So they have found some group of ancient knowledge that is telling them to be secretive, to be invisible, to tell lies, to say nothing, and to do pretty dark things to gain information. Certain books are secret books that you can only get once you reach a certain level. So they're being contacted and recruited by these dark groups. But the truth is, all the knowledge they want is already inside them. All they need to do is learn how to remember it, learn how to tap into that. Instead of looking for some outside group or outside energies to inform them of the knowledge they want to know, they can find it within. Yes, so either his friends, family, or usually educators. It happens a lot in the college system, the entertainment system, and the sports complex. That any type of professional mentorship oftentimes tells them, hey, if you want to receive a certain level of success, you got to go to this one place at this one time. When you go there, don't tell anyone where you're going. When they get there, they have to do really messed up initiation rituals to gain this secret knowledge. But the moment they hear about it, they're like, fuck, I've already known this my whole life. I've already understood this secret knowledge. I've already had it. Because that all knowledge exists within, not without. So when you learn these secret things that you had to do terrible things to learn, most of these people instantly regret it. And this is one reason why they're not communicating with you. They're focused on the pursuit of knowledge instead of the remembrance of the knowledge. Yeah, that's a difficult card to explain, but it's very powerful. Yeah, mind blown. There's secret societies since the beginning of time, and they all are based on. They do love you. I can tell you that for certain, but they are not connected to they're not grounded. They're not connected to their words or their power, which means that they're easily manipulated and controlled by other entities. So they're giving up their power and they're not wanting to experience it for themselves. But they do love and care about you, and part of that love is separation. In their mind, it's separation. The idea is, if you know that there's a bomb strapped to you and you're at a family reunion, but no one else can see the bomb, what would you do? Well, most rational, caring, kind people would actually leave and then try to defuse it separate from any of the people that they love and care about. Where most people would say, oh no, there's nothing on me, there's no issues, and they would do nothing about it. Tick, 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 boom. And everything blows up. So their love is separation. I hope that explains it for you a little bit better. Usually the metaphors help. Yeah, there's a lot of fireworks happening out here. Sounds like a war zone sometimes here in California. So Valentina and Cindy, you're up next. Question in particular or just an energy forecast? Well, wait till tomorrow. The 4th of July for me always is like, I've never even been in a war, and I get like shell shock. I'm like, poof, poof, poof. And when I lived in Pennsylvania, it was really bad, and it would go for like 6-7 hours of just constant bombardment of sound all night long. Well, no, you already are. You already are the light. All you have to do is just turn up the flame. And my recommendation is to find things you want to be like me. You should want to be like yourself. You are perfect the way you are. And you are enlightened right now. If you want to ask that question, that means you already are. You just need someone like me to remind you, which is a gift a friend of mine gave to me. They told me just what I told you. I asked the same exact question. Whoa. Yeah, the animals get scared. The humans get scared too. Whew. It's getting pretty big now. Okay. So, general love reading for this year. Yeah, hopefully they stop. I think I jumped too. You gotta just laugh at it. Lack of consideration is a common problem throughout this whole planet right now. So, but no action goes without a consequence. Okay, so Cindy, you can tell me when to stop, or I'll stop here when the energies compel me. And you would like a general love reading for this year of 2020.
Okay.
Okay, I'm feeling pretty close here for you, Cindy. Okay. So, you will see a lot of happy families, a lot of marriage, children, joy around you this year. It's not going to be the year for that to happen, but by seeing it and experiencing it, don't see it as a negative thing. Do not think it as, oh, I lack, like you don't have these things. Well, you do, and there is no time. They are happening right now. But what all of these external happy families and marriages and children being born are there to show you that you deserve these things, you can understand these things better than you have in the past. You're going to be focused more so on your passions, your energies of creation, than your romantic interests. And know that that's perfectly fine. You don't have to be in a relationship. You don't have to have kids right now. There's enough time. Everything will work out perfectly for you. But you should focus on your art, focus on music, focus on cooking, and know that these passionate activities so these passionate activities that you engage in are very important, but sometimes you have to leave people behind. If you have friends or potential lovers who don't respect you, who give you conflict, who give you negativity, know that they have to be left behind because they are preventing you from moving forward the way you should. Know that you are strong and that sometimes you have to push people away to attract the people you want. And that's not a negative thing. And even if this makes them angry, it's not a bad thing. So you have love coming to you and love's all around you. But your main focus for this year is artistic creation instead of romantic love. And third from the top here. So when the love comes in, when they do show up, it's going to be a person who is kind of aloof, a person who spends a lot of time by themselves, but has so much love to give. Somebody who's hard to find, who's hard to make contact with. But once you do make that contact with, if you're the exception, they have so much love to give. So that person's out there and they're just working on themselves right now as you are. So trust your passions and trust your energies to bring you to them. It's probably going to happen in 2021. So just allow this year to be an opportunity to grow and experience the purest level of your artistic passions and just continue to move forward. So much love and gratitude to you. Hello. Pooja and It's Bree. Yeah, these fireworks, and I have the microphone here, so hopefully the audio is not as bad, but it still makes my heart rate spike. I'm doing very well. I hope you are too, as well, Itspree. Having a beautiful day when the loud explosions aren't going off. So Valentina, Pooja, and Itspree, you're up next. If you have a question in particular or just would like an energy forecast, I have 8 decks here. You can choose, or I can choose for you intuitively. Oh, they've been going off for like a last month here, and in California, they're advised not to have any fireworks at all. So hopefully, it doesn't blow your eardrums out. So I'll do my best to prevent it from coming. Okay, positive things coming forward in the love house. So you can choose 1 through 8, or I can choose for you. That's great. Okay, well, I'll choose 3. So either you can tell me when to stop, or I'll stop when the fairies tell me to. And the question is, if anything good will happen to you love-wise. So messages from the love house. Okay. Okay. So the first thing to know with love, and the most dominant thing to tell you, is where I pulled 4, is there is some negativity that you feel in when it comes to love. So know that the things that's coming to you first is power. You will understand that you are an alchemical master. You can transmit and transform these next things I'm about to tell you into their positive aspects. So the main thing coming to you love-wise is love of self. You will begin to love yourself more and bring the power of love in, so you can better attract someone who won't abuse you, won't be negative to you. Because if you have any of these things towards yourself, any partner you attract, they will magnify and match those. So until you can resolve these next 3 things I'm about to tell you about, you will only attract people who will do these things to you. So first is not wanting to be passionate, not wanting to create, and not wanting to show your energies. At some point in your life, someone probably told you, you're not good enough, you can't do that, you're not allowed to do that, that's wrong, don't do that. Well, that's the thing you should probably be doing. And you have the ability to take that negativity you've experienced in the past and use it as fuel, use it as a momentum to go forward, to create beautiful art, beautiful music, beautiful food, and know that all of your self ideas of not being pretty, not being good enough, not being right, not deserving love, Not knowing how to be loved is false. These are all negative perceptions. But we can take these feelings and transform them into understanding, into helping ourselves know that we are perfect. Things are just right. You don't love like anyone else. You don't deserve to get the love everyone else receives. You're something special. You're something beautiful more than others perceive you. You have to just realize that for yourself and know that you are in perfect balance. You probably feel out of sorts. You feel like things are not the best way that they can be. Things are not perfect. And this is false because things are perfect. Everything is happening exactly the way it should. And when you can be present and know that, hey, I am beautiful, I am awesome, and I'm fucking cool. The more you can think that way and feel that way and know that things inside, then the more that you can attract that outwardly. So just remember, the way you treat and think about yourself will always be mirrored in those who will love you. And in this next coming to you in your energy of love is working on your own self-love, your relationship with self. Because when you can have a good relationship with yourself, it will show those who come into your life what is acceptable. What you accept is love, kindness, acceptance, beauty, and those are what will come towards you. There's nothing wrong with you. Nothing at all. And I really want you to know that. There's no problems. You're not broken. You're not bad. You're not wrong. You're a creator. You're a passionate person. You're a loving person. But you're also balanced. And when you understand these things and you hold that power in your core, you work with your inner child to bring a relationship with yourself. And you can fall in love with yourself and have a good relationship with who you are. And that will show any people who come in what to do. Because if you don't have a good relationship with yourself, you will only ever attract abusive relationships. Because that's what people see you do, and they think it's acceptable to abuse you because you abuse yourself. And so the spirits really want you to know that you are perfect. And you can continue to get more and more perfect by just changing how you perceive yourself. Give yourself gifts, take yourself out on dates, treat yourself the way you want to be in a relationship so you don't end up in an abusive one. Yeah, those first three cards in reverse could be construed as abusive relationships. And I don't want that to happen to you, and I don't want that to happen to anyone. So I'm giving you the information to know that you don't have to be that way. You don't have to let someone abuse you. And continue to love and foster a awesome relationship with yourself. And that's the only thing that will be attractive. So much gratitude to you. I hope you have a beautiful day and have a good working day. Much gratitude. May there be light in your life always. And feel free to watch the replay here. There's always more symbols in the cards than those that I say. So the replays might give you some more insight later on. Okay, if Valentina or Pooja, if you are here, I can answer a question for you. as well as anyone also who has a question. I'm going to do a few more intuitive messages here. Beauty. They say beauty is in the eye of the beholder, which means that each person perceives beauty differently. To one person, insects, especially flies and caterpillars, are just nasty creatures. They find no beauty in them. Where to another person who loves the complex beauty of these creatures, doesn't mean one is incorrect and one is correct. Both are equally true. The most gruesome thing in this world to you is probably the most beautiful thing in this world to someone else. Yes, Stephanie, feel free to ask. I can shuffle deck 8 for you one more time. As many times as you need. I've noticed some YouTube readers, they say only one question per day. I don't like that. I don't like that at all. There's no limits. Ask as many as you want. Yes. You can totally ask another question. Okay, he's having mental issues, and you would like to know how you can help him. So just tell me when to stop. Periodic. So most of his mental issues are coming from lack of finance. So the idea is your brother doesn't have the wealth he wants, is not expressing himself the way he wants, and is not able to do the things he wants, which then causes the mental issue of thinking they don't have power or using their power in a chaotic way. So the thing that the root of the issue is they feel a lack, which is causing a separation. And when someone feels separated and lacking, they're just going to keep attracting more separation and more lack. And this is just a vicious cycle. This is what we're programmed by TV, by music, to want to be wealthy, want to be powerful. But not everyone gets to be that way. And that's not everybody's life purpose. So the way that you can help your brother is, one, is showing them that they are powerful. So this is, going out for walks, maybe horseback riding, some type of exercise activity that you can do with your brother on a regular basis, even over the phone, having conversations about their passions, having conversations about things that bring them joy, bring them action. Because when they are disconnected, when they feel stagnant, and oh, cool. So feel free to just suggest activities. Go jogging one morning, maybe go swimming or horseback riding would be very positive in this situation. Just know that the best way you can help them is by being the example, by being your own powerful person, by going out and doing what's right for you, by bringing the wealth in, by bringing the opportunity in. You will show those in your life all around you through example. Most people don't learn and won't listen. It's just they don't. But what they do is they watch, they witness, they see someone else do something, and they're like, "Hey, that person who lives with me, they're happy, they're successful. Why can't I be? What do I have to do to be like them?" And people learn from example better than they don't listen to what people tell them, especially this character here. So all you can ever do is just be the example. Be the most powerful version of yourself and continue to work on yourself. Either they change and learn from that, or they do nothing. Either way, they have the free choice. But the main issue is separateness. They feel disconnected. They don't feel like they're part of a community. Yes, no need to try. There's a little green man who has a lot of information. He says, "Do or do not, there is no try." And big fan of this little green man. And just know that they have to learn from experience, and they just think that they're disconnected. No one cares. All this, and it's false. So the only way you can just suggest, "Hey, do you want to go for a jog?" They say no. Okay, hey, do you want to go archery? They say no. Oh, hey, do you want to go horseback riding? They might say yes. So just suggest things. If they say no, then that's fine. Go do it anyway. You don't have to go with them. You can have fun and do these things by yourself. Just offer to let them come, and if they come, that's fine. If not, then that's also fine. And I hope your job works out really great for you, Stephanie. And it's Bree. If you can ask another question. Oh, question here is, what type of career path do you think you should take? Much gratitude. Horseback riding. That one's pretty obvious, but I personally haven't gone horseback riding since I was a kid, and it's something I very much want to do when I can afford to. And it's such a beautiful thing because you have to have some unity with the horse. You have to have some attachment to the horse, or you're going to get bucked off. Okay, so what type of career path should you take? So you can tell me when to stop, or I'll stop when the energies compel me. You even scared the spider. Yeah, there's a spider over here in the doorway. I keep watching. She's like, "Why is it so loud?" Okay, so the career path that's coming through it intuitively is maybe legal or the justice system. So, judgment. Don't judge anyone or yourself. The angels do not. So, this is to remind you that you might have to work up to that, Stephanie. Is to know that the legal system and the system of judgment, there's a lot of money in judgment. And to know that you can do it in a way more ethical, more just than others have. And another one that you might feel lacking in is beauty, but know that you could also be a model. There's models of all body types. There's photographers who want different types of models. And to know that, forget the zits and nits that let people see you for your true inner beauty. So you're in college for business. That could also be a copyright law, business law, business judgment. It could be also consulting. You could, once you make it through your college, you can gain a position of gaining and sharing information with another. And know that beauty and modeling could be a possibility. Another one could be professional community service, gratitude. These two are could come from your business degree, but being someone who gives to others and is grateful for what they have could be a financial advisor, a business planner, or a consultant. And these are three types of people who are very aware of the gifts that they have and they're grateful for them, but they're able to share them to someone else. So you might want to look into business advisory, consulting. So there's multiple consulting firms, and also look into business development. Know that they think that same thing about you. They don't need you, so they don't want to hurt you. Some animals that would want to eat you, they still probably don't want to hurt you. So know that those are all opportunities for you, and you will be very successful with all of them. The one that's the most powerful intuitively for me would be business development for you. Working with a team of people to show them their assets that they already have and how to develop those assets based on the information you gained in your degree. But if you have a hard time with that one, consulting is also a very positive thing that a lot of graduates don't want to do because they want to go create their own business. They don't really want to help other people with their businesses. But I see you and the angels want to tell you, you're beautiful. You can do anything you want. And when anyone says that you're smart or not smart, that's false. Just know that there's a company that really would love to have someone like you on the team. And they will treat you very positive. Yeah. And that's a good order for you. Those are the ones that the angels say, and those are the ones that they see from your passions. You have a lot of options, and the cool thing is you can do multiple of those things at once. It doesn't just have to be one. Oftentimes, people do modeling as a secondary passion to their main career, but sometimes that career can become modeling. Yes, just follow your passions and know that passions change. Express much gratitude here. Yeah, do the research and trust your heart. Probably only good things. Just protect yourself. All four of those industries, there are snakes and manipulators. Just know that you're protected and trust your intuition. If something seems fishy, then it's fish. It just always is. And it's better to just move away from that. So the height probably doesn't matter. People, like I said, there's individuals who want models of all body types. Fashion designers who design for all body types or just one body type in particular. That could be yours. Hello, Seashell Case. If you got a question, right here for you. Or just would like an energy reading. So much gratitude to you, Itzbree. You have many opportunities in front of you, and the angels love and support you through them all. So intuitive message until I get a question is abundance. Yes, I can read you between you and Steve. No need to apologize. There's nothing for you to be sorry for. These are demos, which means I offer my service completely and openly, and it helps me develop as well. Yeah, I'm not at all like any other psychic there ever has been. I'm very, very different, but hopefully it's the right one for you. So you want the same deck again, or would you like a different one? Or I can choose for you. And the question about you and the guy named Steve. But nothing to ever be sorry for here. These readings bring so much joy to me. Okay. Choose deck 2 for you. So you can just tell me when to stop so I can tell you more energy and about you and Steve. And if you would like to subscribe here at this channel, you will be notified when I do the next lives. And each one, every day, I always put messages for anyone viewing in the future if you cannot catch the live. So there are values in the replays. Okay, so first with you and Steve is the infinite void. Oh, I appreciate the subscribe then. You can tell your friends too. The infinite void. So know that there's a constant amount of possibilities happening. It is all depending on what is spoken and how things are communicated. So just know that when you spend time with them, it may seem like things are chaotic or things are not happening the exact way you want to. This is because the Cancer energies are very much present. This is moving in your own way, filling your own frequencies, and making things happen unlike they have before. So know that Steve probably has a harder shell, or you do, and you both can move together unlike anyone else. And then to know thank you, Unified Masters. Love it, buddy. So the Cancer, cosmic Cancer, is a hard exterior, soft inside. In balance in strength, but connected to the cosmic ocean, but can also exist on the land. So know that you are magic. You hold the frequency of infinite ocean light. And many people in your life want to feel this experience with you. So know that this is the ghost card. That sometimes spirits and entities or alcohol can cause conflicts in relationships, and to know the right balance of things. So if you feel any paranormal or spooky things happening, it could bring you both together closer or separate you. It's your choice. So just be open to new experience with this person, and don't try to label it as anything. It's an infinite thing. It's something that just has to develop its own way, has to be its own cancer, has to be its own movement of the crab. It's not a cancerous relationship. It's uh, a prosperous cancer relationship of the crab. So I hope that answers for you. Thank you. Yes. Just be open to the experience. Don't label it as wrong or right until you feel that emotionally. So patience is important, yes, but also your intuition. Just know that the moment you feel like it's wrong, you should leave. The moment you feel that there's a big problem, then trust that and move on. But if you feel that there's smaller things, smaller energies, communicate. So the most important thing to tell you now is to not label your relationship with Steve, but to hold an open dialogue. Ask Steve what his intentions are and tell him what yours are. Tell them what your boundaries are. Tell him what you want to experience. And if he agrees and is willing to have this dialogue, then it's correct, and then you can continue. But if there's no response, if it's anger, if he gets mad or yells or screams, know that this is just a sign of what to happen in the future. No need to rush fast, but just have a dialogue, have an open communication. You can tell a lot when you have this. Most people don't ever want to talk about boundaries, but when you do, you are pretty certain that those boundaries are not going to get messed up. Well, take your time. There is no time. All it is right now. Yeah, if you start peeling open the bud, it kills the flower. But if you just keep watering it, the flower will open very naturally. So if anyone here has a question or would like an energy reading, you can type that. I'm still offering them. Very much would like to share. Thank you, It's Bree. I appreciate the like and sub. Again, helps us fight those robots, the algorithms. Yes, you can. You can choose 1 through 8. Have a question in particular or just an energy forecast, and I can do that for you. Hello, Pooja. You can type your question in now, and I'll answer that for you. You're already added. Feel free to ask your question now, Pooja. Thank you. Number 6. Okay. So Pooja, choose 1 through 8, and I will do that one next. And Grethel, if I said it correctly, you can tell me when to stop. And you would like to know more information about your divine mate or divine masculine. Okay. So first is know with the divine masculine is they're having issues with COVID, with this virus, which is preventing them from connecting to other people. So a lot of people are not doing phone calls, not making digital communication during this pandemic because they're just scared and are just overrun with all of this information and all of these things that are just being told all the time to them, which is preventing them from creating. They're not inventing, they're not coming up with new ideas, they're not creating, but they have the opportunity to. And so know that your opportunity to be with this person is now and is always now. So just be open to seeing things with your mind's eye, to create it now, how it would be if you could create together, if you could travel together, if you could do everything you ever wanted with this person. Just experience it now, feel it in now, and then the universe will magnify that outwardly. Just know that there's a lot of issues that they're having now with the pandemic. It's getting in their head. It's preventing them from acting on their brilliant, huge ideas that they have. Just know that the opportunity is now, and you can visualize it and feel it in your brain now, and then it will just attract it faster and faster. So I hope that answers for you. Okay, and I'll choose for you deck number 7. And Pooja, you can tell me when to stop, or I'll stop when compelled. And is when will you get a job? You tried 50 sites but haven't earned a cent. Okay. Triple rainbows to you as well, Unified Masters. That's great, friend. Soul Tribe, right? So, first way is very, very coming in pretty clear for you, Pooja, of how to make money is to sell flowers, floristry, to find anywhere around you that is looking for florists, for gardeners, but also someone to sell flowers. There's a high profit margin on flowers, and when we can share beauty and monetize beauty of any kind, it really comes in very fast. So very strong for you is floristry as well as gardening and working with the earth and monetizing things that are grown from the earth. So going to forests and collecting acorns if you're allowed to, finding tree clippings, turning dead branches into wands and selling them, finding natural things that are free and monetizing them. Just to remind you that your passion and your power comes from the earth. You are very much connected to this planet, and through working with Mother Earth, through monetizing her in a respectful way, in a renewable way, will bring so much joy and wealth into your life. So, very strong for you is gardening or floristry, and monetization of plants is very strong coming forth for all three of these cards. Yeah, no sorries here. Thank yous. Go ahead, Stephanie. I say thank yous. I work on it. Sometimes I do catch myself saying sorry, but every time I immediately try to realize the gratitude, the thank yous. So I hope that answers for you, Pooja. Is very strong, is floristry. Try to find a way to monetize plants. That's going to be the place for you. Okay. Will they be mad or jealous? So you don't have a garden or forest near you. So the thing for you then is to either start one right away, with very easy on a windowsill, things grow fast, or two, use the internet and find someone who does and ask them if they need help. Someone help selling them, help monetizing it, and you can cut a deal with them. There's most likely a community garden project or some type of open space around you, rooftop gardens, balcony gardens as well, where people have them, they have the flowers, but they don't know how to monetize them. And over Craigslist, over Facebook, it's easy for people to start selling flowers and gardening supplies. So you can tell me when to stop. There's someone for you, Pooja, who needs a collaborator, someone who's passionate about gardening and flowers, because they're probably not. They just have. So everything that you think you lack, there's somebody who lacks the things you have. And when you can find that person, there's always positive collaboration. Okay, so first off is, yeah, definitely they're going to get upset when they find out either way. They're going to find out. So it's better off that you just tell them than and instead of them finding out either way. They might be violent if they hear it from the second hand, and they would be a lot more passive if they hear it from you. Just know that you're protected, and it doesn't matter what other people think at all. They're only thinking about themselves. So when you trust your balance and you know everything is perfect, everything is happening in divine perfection, you will then be able to fully express your power, and so they will. Thank you. And it will create a grid, a powerful connection. So I recommend you tell that boss your feelings, and you ask that they either say, well, you don't receive the job, and so you don't have to, but find a grid, find your connection, and find your community. And know that you are prosperous and growing, but they will be angry and will be negative no matter who tells them. It's just better that it comes from the boss than you. And by having this discussion with your potential boss will help open up new opportunities. So I recommend is tell your boss what you just told me, and just say, hey, could you just let them know they don't receive this job? And just say they choose to not go with you at this time. So it gets off of you. Either way, they're going to get angry, but if it's not on you, then maybe they can come back around later, change their self, upgrade, and then help a connection with you. Just know about your soul family, how everything's interlocked and interwoven, how one thing always affects everything else. So much gratitude. Yes, Queen Bean, you can choose 1 through 8, type your question, and I can give you either an energy forecast or a reading. And thank you so much, Unified Masters. That really means a lot coming from you. Such a beautiful channel you have, and you're channeling more as well, I see. So am I. It's following the excitement. It really is. Will you meet your life partner in a month? Gratitude and excitement are the main things I'm experiencing that I haven't always experienced. I'm just so grateful for everything all the time, just constant, and which is leading me to be more and more excited to just share with this world. And hopefully you all can see my excitement here. I'm like a little kid. Okay, so Queen Bean, you can tell me when to stop. And Stephanie, thank you so much for your moderation. It very much helps. Some shit went down and you want to know what has to be said. I will answer that for you. So Queen Bean, tell me when to stop, and then I'll do yours, Unified Master. Deck 5 for both of you. See what the angels have to say. Stop. Haha. So you are going to meet this person, yes, within a month. Just relax into it, though. Don't be anxious. Don't be nervous. Don't be tensed. Just allow the relaxation, and know that you are popular. And to be more popular is to make others feel good by giving kindness, by holding space, by listening. So the more you relax, the more you're positive and calm, you will attract those things into your life, magnetic qualities. So just visualize it and treat yourself the way you want your life partner to treat you, and just relax into it. Know that the way you think and act towards yourself is what is attracted to you. So now's the perfect time to change these things, to find new expressions. Hello, Demi. And to just know that you're attracting positivity in. Just relax to the flow. Know that it's happening. Know that your life partner is on the way. And the more you can treat yourself the way you want to be treated, the way you want your life partner to treat you now, then when that person comes in, they will be aligned to that magnetic quality, because that's what you're attracting in. But if you attract in rushing and negative things, how will you meet them? Most likely through community outreach, through helping other people, either through the internet or in person. And by being of service and kindness to other people, you are showing the universe that you deserve that. And oftentimes, the really kind single people do community service, and that's a general way to meet people. Sunday will be fun. Look forward to seeing you, friend. Okay, Unified Masters. Okay. Some shit went down tonight. You want to see what has to be said. So you can tell me when to stop. Yolene, yes you can. You can ask your question now, and I will answer that. After Unified. Okay, friend. So first is to know that detachment. To detach from the outcome. To know, let go and cut the cords. Things are going to happen perfectly because you are tapped into the unity mind. Just detach from what was said, what happened, and know that things are perfect. Introspection. Quit worrying about what others think of you. They're only thinking of themselves. People perceive any names that are called, any negative things that are said, are almost always projection of perception. So they perceive themselves one way, so they perceive everyone that way, and they project that outwardly. So don't get too introspective, though. Don't let your mind really prevent the progress from happening. Know that when a conflict arises and a negative thing happens, it is giving us an opportunity to progress through it, to move forward with these energies. So, main message for you is to not let the words get to you, to not let the negative things affect you, and just detach from the outcome. Just know that things are going to happen and resolve themselves in the most perfect way. This negative thing that happened is just showing you where the progress needs to be made. The idea is you only know there's a fire when the smoke detector goes off. But if the smoke detector goes off and there is no fire, what does that mean? Well, it means that there's an issue with the smoke detector. Either way, it's a progress. It's moving you forward. Has to do with the cancelization. So just detach. Know that when something happens, it doesn't mean anything unless we attach it to us. So just cut the cords and know that things are happening perfectly. And if it's meant to come around, it will always orbit back in absolute perfection. And yeah, please contact me. I would love to do a collaboration with you, friend. You're one of my favorite voices here on the platform. Probably the only YouTuber I watch every upload from. And Yolene, you can ask your question. I get you. I understand the busyness, but we'll collaborate when we can. The coordination will just have to align itself. Detachment. Will you and Lamont talk again? So you can choose 1 through 8, and I will shuffle that up for you. Or I can choose for you, whatever you prefer. Okay, you can tell me when to stop, or I'll stop when the energies compel me. And everyone here, just so much gratitude. If you want to know when I will do the next upload, feel free to subscribe. And the likes of this video really does help us fight the YouTube algorithms. Pink plasma. Ooh. Some gamma light. Well, keep using those Endora crystals you have. Yes, you can ask a question. I appreciate the subscribe. You can ask your question now, and I will answer. I will answer that one after your lean. So you will talk to Lamont again, but it will be something that they may not want to completely listen to what you have to say. They're very set on doing what they're going to do, and they already have their mind set on how things are going to happen. They have a hunger and a desire to make their passions come true. They're very focused on their passion projects, and they're very much thinking about that more than relationships. And when you do communicate with them, it's going to be probably during the winter time, and it will be about lack. They will talk to you saying they don't have enough resources, they don't have enough capital, that they're detached from abundance. But you are becoming more abundant. You are becoming more powerful. So know that they're being foolish for not communicating with you. So when they do, they're going to just continue that energy. So during the winter time, they will make contact with you, maybe asking for money, maybe asking for an idea. But know that they have to follow their passions and they have to create their own reality. They have all that they need. They just need to be reminded of it. And that's how they will open their heart again. Is Griffin over their most recent ex? Okay. You can choose 1 through 8, and I'll shuffle that up for you. Well, much gratitude, Yoli. And I thank you to my awesome moderators here in the chat. Brings a lot of magic in. Soul Tribe. Yeah, that's how I dance. Elfin swing dance. Well, I have to have my fiance teach me the swing. I find it fascinating. So I think the elves do it a little bit more river dancey, though, right? So you can tell me when to stop, and you can choose your deck. And Demi Fall, I can shuffle that up for you. So just tell me when to stop. I choose number 8 for you. Given to you by you. Given to me from you, Demi Fall. Just added this 8th one, which is a 15th century recreation of a Visconti deck. And it is very powerful, and it's really cool. And I'm grateful in a lot of ways to you, Demi. 3, 2, 1, stop. So how this new instrument will affect your music in the future. So mainly it will allow you to incorporate multiple different types of sound. It will give you a very new energy, a new frequency based on collaboration of sound. So find the instruments you already have, either it being guitars or electronic instruments, and find ways to incorporate them with this new instrument. Know that the sounds that you make will probably be fourfold, 4 different audio tracks. And this new instrument will probably make your music in the future always have multiple layers of sound. You won't become content with how the single layer of sound music have been for so long. You will want to really incorporate multiple sound layering. Oh, don't be afraid. This deck is incredible, buddy, and it's very accurate. Just remember that you hold the strength and the balance. Do not think you have to keep acquiring more instruments, to keep acquiring more things. It might kind of plant a seed of discontentment after a while once you kind of get bored with it. Know that it's a very complex instrument, and there's a lot of information you can gain from it and a lot of collaboration that you can use from it. Just don't get bored with it. Just know that there's so much more you can keep adding, and there's more frequencies you can keep learning from it. As an example is this deck. To me, I had to work on it for a few weeks before I could start using it here. I had to memorize the booklet. I had to give a certain number of EML readings. And I love using it because it is so complex that for 600 years now, it's been used and nobody completely has ever mastered it and probably never will. And all other tarot decks are based off of it. So this musical instrument, don't get bored. Know that it is the key to turning all the other blessings, all the other instruments you have up and collaborating with yourself. Multiple layers of sound. So I hope that answers. I do, friend. It's at the top of the chat here. It's also in the description of this video. I'll grab it here for everyone. And you can ask your question. You can choose your deck. You already asked your question. And the question is Griffin over the most recent X? Much gratitude, everyone here. A lot of my friends are showing up. And Demi Lee Fall, thank you very much. I would love to hear that music. There's a lot of different possibilities for the soundscapes, and I find that fascinating. Sometimes melodic, sometimes droning, sometimes chaotic, but always passionate, always explorative, exploring the untapped dimensions of sound. Yes, I see your question. Soul family. Yes, so you can choose 1 through 8, and I'll ask that for you. About, is Griffin over his most recent X? And you will be my last one for this night. So you can just choose 1 through 8, or I can choose for you to get this question going. Much gratitude for these last 2 hours. Stephanie, thank you for staying the whole time. Well, that's what you do, buddy. I don't know any other ways to describe it. If you want to put your music link right here in the chat, I think other people will like it too, buddy. But that's the only way I can describe what you do with music. Thank you, Unified Masters. Burrito Fund is real. So you can just tell me when to stop. Well, so my trick, here's the little burrito secret. So you go to the restaurant and you ask for a side of rice, side of beans, and then a side of tortillas, and then you make your own burritos. Usually saves like $2-3. So they are not completely over this X. They think they are, but they are still pulling some strings. They're still being controlled in some way. So this is probably through some sexual trauma, some more sexual triggering. The idea of being controlled through external stimuli, alcohol, food, certain concepts that they had because of the X, the seeds the X planted, are still controlling them, are still making them think about them, even though that they are moving on. This is a level of balancing, though. So you have to be more powerful than these, because you already are. You just have to remember that you are perfectly powerful, that your energies, your stimuli are overriding their old ones slowly. The best way to do this is to have a communication, to have a contact with your partner, and to just ask how do they feel, what is going on in their mind space, and just straight up ask the question, what things reminds you of the X? What things brings up the X in your mind? And by knowing this, you can change those things and make your imprint stronger than the X's. And by taking the power away from the X and bringing the power to this new relationship, to the new grid of power that is becoming. See, the makeshift burrito is great. It's a good idea. A friend of mine taught me that. I think it's good. You get like 3 burritos for the cost of 1. And then the cheapest burrito option is you go to the dollar store. $3 for a can of beans, a thing of rice, and a thing of tortillas, and then you can make like 6 burritos. That's the coolest one. Dollar store is where it's at. Everyone gets a burrito. Yes, just really small ones. Mini burritos. Burrito-lets. So I hope that answers for you. They are getting over the X, but certain external things that happen makes them remember that feeling that the X had over them. They're overcoming it, but it's still something that lingers in the back of their mind. Oh yeah, at Safeway for $3 you get like what 6, 7 Tina burritos. See, the burrito fund is actually a very, very interesting topic here because there's multiple schools of thoughts. Do I need a big, large burrito that's like a size of a small child, or do I want multiple burritos of my own quality? So yeah, dollar store is a guarantee, but it's very interesting. Also, uh, tortilla, corn or flour. That's really funny. Unified Masters. That's really funny. Yes, she is a Karen right now. She's not Karen. Double pun. But corn or flour? For me, I alternate. Preferably flour because it's less brittle, but I don't know. Yeah, the spinach flavor, that's where it's at. Thank you, everybody. I really express so much gratitude to my beautiful community here on YouTube. It's only going to keep growing, so look forward to the live coming at you tomorrow. Much gratitude to everyone here. Demi Leafall, post your link here if you want so people can see it. So you can share your music here on this platform. Have a good night. Thank you. I love being of service. Brings so much joy into my life. It was very difficult in the beginning and something very hard for me. Say no to That's hilarious. Let's just end it with that. Thank you so much to everyone here. Much love.